Welcome back to Sir Tarquin's Abs, that's ABS for Army Build Series. Today I've got a pretty short one for you, but it showcases my current favorite build for the Lizardmen. Namely, it's showcasing Tiqtaq'to, which is not Lord you see super often. I think he has incredible synergy, however, with probably my favorite Regiment of Renown unit in the game, that is the Colossedon Hunters. I also like to pair him with a Skink Priest of Heavens, I prefer, but in all honesty, probably not the most competitive approach. Skink Priest does just have the one Uranan's Thunderbolt. And then the reason that this works so well is Tiqtaq'to has an item called Mask of Heavens. It gives plus 23 armor and 10 melee defense to flying units around him. And Colossedon Hunters, if you've ever used them or fought against them before, you know are extremely squishy. They do tons of damage. They are absolute glass cannons. However, they can get shot to pieces and they tend to die on the unit that they kill, which can definitely be worth it. If it's a big dragon or a giant lord, it's definitely something you want them to be doing. That is their job. However, Tiqtaq'to makes them a lot tankier and more survivable, and I think is a wonderful pairing with them, and that's pretty much, in all honesty, the major portion of my army that is built to make all the plays do all the damage. For the rest of the army, it is just a front line of Saurus Warriors of Shields, couple Cold One Riders. I don't take the Spear variant because I think the 850 cost is just more cost efficient. Armor piercing is incredible, and against most armored cav, or any cav for that matter, they're going to pay for themselves. Also, we have Chameleon Skinks, which again, an incredibly cost efficient unit. Pretty much the rest of this army is to play distraction against the opponent. Saurus Warriors are very hard to remove. They will grind out for ages. Chameleon Skinks, same thing. And then we obviously need some cav, some flank to protect our flanks and also get into the enemy's backline. So, as you can see, my opponent has gone for a bit of a box build. We have Drazoath the Ashen. Quite fun pick, I must say. I do enjoy it when people take something other than Astrogoth. I think Astrogoth is obscenely OP, so it's fun to see a different face. We've got Goblin Laborers and then a couple Orc Laborers in the backline, but this is incredibly elite force. Infernal Ironsworn, 3 whole units of them, and then these Blazing Beards, which are Chaos Dwarfs, tons of grenades. Basically, just gonna absolutely demolish our Saurus frontline, or the Chameleon Skinks if they can also get in range of them. However, it's probably a little too elite. The only ranged unit, dedicated ranged units, obviously grenades are range, is the Infernal Guard Fireglaves, which are definitely going to be good against some of these larger targets up in the air, and a Magma Cannon, which also going to be really, really good against these Saurus Warrior lines and large chunks of Saurus and Dinosaur Infantry. But there's only one of each, and I really think that the big crux of this build is the low amount of models. It's really good to go a bit wider, especially with some ranged tools as the Chaos Dwarves. As good as these units are, they're a little too expensive, and I think the Magma Cannon's going to have to try and carry a lot of weight if they want to try and get the win on this battle. Gorda's Backstabber is also making a show. He's very cost efficient, very cheap, and still has tons of stats to kind of make up for it. Now, typically, with this build as a Lizardman, you don't really want to engage your Colossedon Hunters very rapidly. However, Drazoath the Ashen did poke his head out a little too far and got poisoned. He's now 77 speed, and he can be caught by those Colossedon Hunters, who are going to pop their Toad Rage and get a huge damage buff, and I'm going to be able to start munching on him real good here soon. Now, if there was a bunch of Hobgoblins here, Hobgoblin Archers specifically, this would not work at all. I would get absolutely just destroyed. Beautiful Uranan's Thunderbolt. That's why I do like bringing the spell. However, I will say it's probably not the most competitive option, as it is very, very easy to dodge. So maybe pairing it with another caster that has a net could be really, really good. Either way, I do enjoy bringing the spell. As you can see, it did over half this HP of this infantry unit. Absolutely crazy cost efficiency. Drazoath does get routed off the field. We're going to send the caster to try and run him off the field entirely. So Colossedon Hunters already paying for themselves. Absolute tons of value. They're now getting on the Magma Cannon. Gorda's Backstabber gets into melee as well. We're kind of throwing our Chameleon Skinks, I think, a little bit too crowded here. We're getting grenaded really, really good by our opponent. So that definitely could be going better, but we are engaging the front lines, and on the backside we have engaged with our Cold One Riders. They're just going to clean up all these Orc Laborers and get them off the field, remove that armor, that very cheap armor piercing pretty quickly from the game. Another Uranus Thunderbolt. As you can see, it was attempted to be dodged, but that's still like half HP off. Just so good. Tiqtaq'to does engage with the with Gorda's backstabber here, and I'm pretty sure this is the point where our opponent does GG out. And so it's a very short battle, but the reason I did decide to showcase it is because it really does showcase the strengths of this build that I enjoy playing so very well. Just a durable front line, durable back line, a couple of flanking tools, and absolute powerhouse Colossadon Hunters paired with Tiqtaq'to. Just obscene stats. They work so well. You have to be careful not to commit them too early, because if you commit them too early, they will get shredded. Again, if there were Hobgoblin Archers here, they would absolutely have shredded these Colossadon Hunters before they ever got anywhere near enough to threaten anything too expensive or too valuable. However, if we were able to get in the backline with, for example, Cold One Riders, we could then go haywire, and it would be tons and tons of fun. So if you decide to play this build yourself, or some version of it, I just highly recommend maybe holding that trigger and not pulling it so quickly with the Colossadon Hunters. Obviously, in a scenario where there were no threats and Drazawat has the Ashen overextended, that's definitely a good time and place to kind of rush in and start the battle much faster than you typically would. So that's pretty much the only thing that wouldn't usually happen with this build or strategy. However, as quick as it was, you can see the effectiveness on this unit was nuts. Tiqtaq'to, tons of value. Well overpaid for themselves, those Colossadon Hunters did. I absolutely love that unit. The caster here, over 1,000 damage value. That probably won't happen in every game, especially since not every army is going to have this much elite infantry on it, and probably it's going to be, you might have an opponent that's better at dodging. But either way, do like the spell. And then nothing else here really paid for itself, but that's obviously because the battle went pretty quickly, and none of these units are known for doing tons of damage very fast. They are just very durable pieces. Either way, I do enjoy playing this playstyle for the Lizardmen. It's probably my favorite playstyle at the moment. Again, just those Colossadon Hunters. They're so much fun to just rack up absolute insane amounts of value with. And better luck next time to my opponent. So, hopefully you did enjoy that. Feel free to adjust the build as you like for your own playstyle. I hope you have fun with it, or not. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you later.